Hello and welcome to a look at Boulder Dash for the Commodore 64, a game that was released by First Star Software. In Boulder Dash, you are in control of Rockford, who wants to gather treasures for whatever reason, likely game mechanics, but the treasures he's gathering are in the shape of diamonds or gems, whatever you call them. I'm fairly sure they are known as diamonds. And in order to progress through a stage, Rockford will have to pick up a certain amount of gems, and once that is done, the exit will unlock, and he can enter the exit in order to move on to the next level. Sounds simple now, doesn't it? Well, it is, but at the same time, it isn't. The game is not called Boulder Dash for no reason. You have probably gathered by the graphics so far that there are actually quite large amount of boulders present on screen, and those boulders will drop down when they can, and they will tumble based on how they stack up. As long as there's a space for them to drop down, they will drop down. And that is something that you have to be extremely mindful of, because not only do you need to get certain boulders out of the way in order to access gems, but you also want to make absolutely sure that you are not blocking yourself off, like covering the exit in boulders, making it rather inaccessible. The exit for reference on this level is directly below, so we will end up being very, very close to boxing the exit in, but I screwed up before. I won't do that again, I promise. Sort of. Anyway, if we go to the interface, you can see the top left side, there are two numbers divided by a gem icon. First number is the amount of gems that you need to pick up on a certain level in order to unlock the exit. The second number is the amount of points you will get for the gems you pick up, and any gems beyond that point will award usually extra points or a higher point number, but there are not necessarily spare gems on the different levels depending on what level you are on. The number immediately to the right of those two numbers is the amount of gems you currently have, and to the right of that you have your timer, because of course not having a timer wouldn't make it exciting. The timer can be more or less generous, and some levels will feel like the timer is extremely punishing, and on other levels it will feel like you got all the time in the world, and then the level deceives you and you realize you're suddenly running out of time anyway. I should mention for this surprise you got your score, but that goes up as you pick up gems and get bonus for completing levels. Surprise. The boulders can be moved as long as there's space to move them, and Rockford can move them by running into them and pushing them in the direction he's facing, or you can use a mechanic which becomes incredibly important on certain levels, which is if you hold down the fire button even, and you move up, down, left, or right, Rockford will either sap a piece of dirt in that direction or pick up a gem, or if it is possible sideways to push a boulder, he will push the boulder. That mechanic becomes super important because it is key to beating quite a few of the different levels. Certain stages do not actually have any gems on screen. These butterfly enemy types, if hit by a boulder or bumping into you, they will turn into a bunch of gems. 9 of them given space. If there's not enough space, they will turn into a fewer amount. But the ideal is, of course, to convert them into 9 gems. And based on this level, we have to gather 36. You can imagine we need to destroy at least 4 of the butterfly things in order to get the gems we need. There are other, I wouldn't call them enemies, obstacles moving about, which will not turn into gems, but will just leave a 3 by 3 square hole when they blow up. And on certain levels, you actually need to make use of that mechanic to open up walls and that kind of stuff. And of course, trying to line up so they go boom where you want them to go boom becomes a key part of beating certain levels. Now, from a graphical point of view, this game has been declared to be a bit dated. I don't particularly feel that way, but I suppose each to their own. For a 1984 game, I think it looks quite good, to be honest. And of course, modern gaming being modern gaming, you know, I can still appreciate the graphical design of this game and the style and overall quality. The music, there's the title music, which is relatively simple but very, very recognizable. And of course, the various different jingles of a decent quality. I've many a time mentioned that the Commodore 64, or the games made for the Commodore 64, most of them didn't do much out of sound effects, but I have to admit that the sound effects in this game I find to be of an extremely high quality. The sound of these enemies, whatever they are, butterflies or the glowing squares, being blown up by being hit by something that causes them to blow up, I think is absolutely spectacular, especially when you hear a chain reaction happening. It's just an amazing sound effect, and I absolutely love it. Overall, the sound effects side of the game is of extremely high quality, especially its age considered. And of course, because there's no in-level music, having good sound effects is always nice. Boulder Dash is a simple game, but it's incredibly addictive. First time I played this game, I was thinking, bleh. And then about 6 hours later, I was still playing it. It is considered to be a classic of classics, and it is considered to be that for a very, very good reason. It is simple, but incredibly enjoyable, and it definitely carries that one more go feel to it. Thanks for watching. Take care. See you next time. Bye bye for now.